Hi, we just finished meeting for Wednesday's intonation practice. And um, if you were there tonight, you might have noticed I changed from green to black because I usually wear black, but today I wore green. And when I turned on the camera to record this, it took my green shirt as a green screen. And so it was putting the spreadsheet on my shirt. So I changed. Um, okay, we had fun things to talk about today. And starting with everyone is here, let's get started. We changed everyone is to the contraction everyone's. So we would stress everyone and started as the most important words. Everyone's here. Let's get started. Everyone's here. Everyone's, that S is now a Z. Everyone's here. Let's get started. And the weed industry is a multi billion-dollar industry. So weed in, I didn't mark the connections, I'll do it right now. The weed industry is, we'll connect, multi billion dollar industry. Multi billion dollar industry. Well, this will connect too. I didn't mark it here though, but the weed industry is a multi billion dollar industry. Lots of L's and R's in that sentence. Well being. And this one, being, looks like a very simple short word, but there's more happening. You can't just say bing like this, and you can't say bean. You have to, not like human beings. It has to have two parts. So you're putting your tongue in the E position, which is very high, E, and then you're holding it there and making that same sound again. So you don't have to chop it, being, but you do have to make the E sound twice. Being, being. Your tongue can lower a little bit like a Y. Being, being, being. Maybe I could put a Y there. Being, well being. Maybe I'll see if this helps because you are well being. Um, well being. Hopefully that's helpful. And this one is a great example of a lot of adjectives. So when you have a list of adjectives, you start high and go low. That beautiful silver brand new car costs an arm and a leg. So that beautiful silver brand new car, not a lot of changes there except brand new. You don't have to say the D, brand new. Just hold because you're going to a word after it that has an N. So hold it there, brand new. Brand new car. I didn't know how to cross out the D there. Brand new car. Kosten. Now for costs, you don't have to say the T. You can just skip it and say kosten. And won't be a perfect an sound. It will be reduced to an kosten. So that's what's over here. Kosten. Kostenarm. And now the N will connect to the A for arm. Kostenarm man. The M connects to the A, and you don't have to have a good D on and. You can drop it. So now we have armen. You don't have to say a perfect ah. Arm and a leg. Arm and, yeah, I do say and. Arm and a leg. It can be ma. Arm and a. Arm and a leg. Costs an arm and a leg. That's a lot of connections in such a short group. That's a good example. Whoever wrote that. Um, that it was toe. That's right. That beautiful silver brand new car costs an arm and a leg. And the thing to notice here is that walk, as in walk, sounds exactly the same as walk, the bowl. So I wanted to walk to the kitchen to cook soup with the wok. I wanted to. So we can not say the T in wanted, just wanted. And then the to changes to duh because the T changes to a D. And I'm not making a perfect oo sound. I'm going to change it to the schwa, the I wanted to. I wanted to. I wanted to know. I wanted to ask you. I wanted to watch TV. I wanted to walk to the. I'm keeping the T here because walk ends with a voiceless sound. So the T will stay voiceless. Walk to. Walk to the kitchen. Walk to the kitchen, duh. Now this T changes to a D because it was after an N, which is voiced. And the U changes to kitchen da. That's what's over here, kitchen da. Cook. I couldn't use, it's really, I wish there was a symbol that we could type that has the sound, as in, because I want this U with the little wings to represent as in good and cook. But all we have is the regular typing with the letter oo. So when you see that, I want you to remember that it's not kook, it's cook. Cook soup with the walk. So a lot of this changing to the most common sound in American English is really working here. I wanted to walk I wanted to walk to the kitchen to cook soup with the wok. I wanted to walk to the kitchen. I wanted to walk to the kitchen to cook soup with the wok. You should hear a lot. And when you're speaking, you should feel that the is in the middle of your mouth. Your tongue is low in the middle and kind of pulled back. As in up. All of those are And now what is will change to what's. And even though it's technically a contraction, we combine the T and the Y and say whatcher, kind of dropping the is altogether. Whatcher. The T and the Y together make a ch sound. And to make your more casual, you can say your. So now we kind of push it together. Whatcher. What's your name? What's your what's your problem? What's your most treasured memory? And treasured has a difficult zh in there. So remember, if you have trouble finding the zh position, think shh and then turn on your voicing. Zh, you should feel vibration. Shh, and that's it. So shh puts it everything in the right position. You have the right airflow, and all you need is the sound. Treasured memory. And you can say this with 3 syllables, memory, or 2 syllables, memory. But the first vowel is mem. That's important. What's your most treasured memory? I appreciate your honesty. When you say I, your tongue goes very high. Remember that it's I. You're going from ah to e. So your tongue rises and ends in a very high position. I. And then when you come down for appreciate, I. Slide it down and make a Y. I appreciate. Same thing with E8. E8. And you don't have to say the T. I appreciate your honesty. I am saying your, even though it says your. Your. I appreciate your honesty. No H in honesty. What couldn't you live without? The T and the Y make a ch, and so you can connect that together. Make couldn't you? Couldn't you? I guess I could make it even shorter and say couldn't you, but I put din here. What couldn't you live without? What couldn't you live without? Okay, words. Aesthetic begins with aesthetic. Beautiful aesthetic. Differentiate is way over here because it has 5 syllables and the stress is on the third syllables. Differentiate. Differentiate. And prosecutor has 4 syllables. Prosecutor. A lot changes there. So we don't say pro, we don't say se or c, and we don't say t. So prosecutor, prosecutor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same pattern as acupuncture. Prosecutor. Nondescript. I made non really emphasize there, but it shouldn't be. It should be nondescript, like understand. A very nondescript. Nondescript. I don't have to say the T, but I did. Nondescript. Commandments. Commandments. Poorer. So pour, your tongue curls back and makes the R. Pour and hold it in that R position and then go again. Poorer. You don't have to have a divided poorer, but you have to have two beats. Poorer, poorer, poorer. Childhood. Child is the same situation of I'll. Go very high, you'll, and slide down for the D. Child, and the LD. Childhood, and we do say the D. Childhood. And I didn't bother putting this way at the end because it's 6 syllables, so I just put it here. Susceptibility, susceptibility, susceptibility. And with commandments, somebody asked about commitment. Then it's the same pattern. We don't pronounce the T's, we don't release the T's, just hold them. Commitment. Again, instead of commitment, commitment. And rural, rural, rural. I've never said the rural so much in my life as since I've started doing the meetups, and it comes up a lot. Who's saying this word? Not me. But I can say it, and I can help you say it if you need to. So it was nice to see everybody. It was a really fun group. And if you weren't there, I hope to see you sometime. And if you were there, I look forward to seeing you again. Have a good evening.